I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about NXT, January 13th, 2026. Now I'm just jumping into the future. Before I was writing 2025 on everything. But we have Vic and Booker on commentary. What is the state of NXT now that Obafemi has relinquished his NXT championship? We need the answers, Ava. What are you going to do to make... Who's going to be the next champ here? Well, Ava is in the middle of the ring. Ricky interrupts. The locker room is out there. They want to know, what's the opportunity? What's the chance? And also, I got a few more other questions here. Okay, Ava announces there's going to be a 6-man ladder match February 3rd. No PLE, no pay-per-view. I was asking, like, when are, with the Peacock deal gone, where does NXT's PLEs fall? Are they going to be on ESPN? Will they be on Netflix? Will they be still on Peacock? We don't know. There's no definitive answer on when is the next PLE for NXT. So, with the announcement of this show, February 3rd, it's on a Tuesday. So, we're going to have a crazy 6-man ladder match on the CW. I would feel like the next person winning the NXT championship, something should be on a pay-per-view, right? Right? Am I wrong? Not just thrown away on TV? Yes, we had New Year's Evil, but we ended it with Obafemi relinquishing that title. So when Ava announces this, Ricky's looking around. He doesn't feel like, he pleaded his case like everyone else. Like, I deserve this more than anybody, blah, blah, blah. And it ends up in a big old fight. That's right. Booker T's like, hey, 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 let's fight, bro. Let's fight. Hey, hey, hey. Then we go into our first match of the night, Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice. This is a rivalry that's been going on for quite some time. These two ladies know each other very well, and this was a fun match. Kalani tried to cheat, man. The ref got her so much so Lola just came. I love Lola's finish. That backhand to the face, I'm just like, damn, should knock anybody out. But I'm thinking too, I feel like Lola is overdue. I still think Kalani Jordan still needs some work, but I think Lola Vice is overdue to be in that championship picture. That's just me saying that. Like they steamrolled Jordan Grace right into here. They steamrolled Stephanie McCure, Julia, and pushed them so hard, so fast. Then they got championship opportunities, and they went right out the door. And I think Lola Vice is very overdue for that, because I like Lola. I think Lola's a badass. She's a badass in all rights of the word. 2 words. Bad ass. So, but she does beat Kalani Jordan here by knocking her ass out. Then we go into a speed match, which I don't care for. Jasper, he's the current speed champion, taking on Tavion. They always wait until the last minute. It's always that last ding, the red light comes on. It's like a minute left, and usually I'm like, oh, this is where the match is going to end, and it does. Jasper retains the speed championship. Ethan pleads that he deserves an opportunity. He's the best North American champion. He's had one hell of a 2025. Ava's like, okay, well, I didn't get this part. She's like, but you have to relinquish the North American championship. You have to relinquish that if you want, this opportunity. And he's like, what? No. I'm like, why? Just like Ethan Page. But she says she's going to put him in a qualifying match. I guess next week he's putting up that North American Championship against the newest luchador, the Elo, I don't know. But Ethan has to face him next week, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. We have Blake Monroe here. What are we doing with Blake? We are putting her in a feud with Jada Parker. Because Miss Parker don't play that shit. She don't. Miss Parker, I love Miss Parker. I really do, man. And another person I feel like deserves a championship opportunity. So does a Blake Monroe. You know, she was our North American champion. But a feud between Blake Monroe and Jada Parker, I like that. I like that a lot. And they do get in a big old fight, and Jada's standing tall. TNA International Championship, is that what this is? Or internal championship? I don't know. It's a TNA championship that Stax has, and he's going to get Shiloh Hill, the toothless, ruthless, tootiness Shiloh Hill. Shiloh Hill tries to put his arms around Ariana Grace. You know, he put the tooth back in. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna look good. But now Stax is like, what the hell are you doing? You know, Shiloh Hill almost got the win, but with the assistance of Ariana Grace by pushing when Shiloh had him in a roll up, pushing them the other way, where Stax got the advantage for the 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that was fun. Izzy Dame, looking like a champ, looking fantastic. I really love the red and black and this and that. And you know damn well you ain't moved past Tatum Paxley. That crowd is chanting her name. That crowd is like, Tatum, Tatum, Tatum. You know, so Izzy, hats off to you. I did enjoy this promo. I didn't like the crowd. I wish the crowd could listen. They did the same thing with Blake. That's the problem with the Performance Center. These are people who go there every single week. You know what I mean? They are so ingrained into the NXT culture that they will tell you who's their favorites and who's not their favorites, man. It's not like it's kind of bad when like these guys can't go to a crowd they've never seen before or who's ever seen them. You know, that's not until they get to the main roster. And I get it. It's a developmental territory. I think it's awesome, but sometimes the crowd just doesn't like get into the promos that these guys do. It's sort of annoying, but it is what it is. You ask, you shall receive. You got Tatum Paxley coming out. She's got some new ink on her arm, looking great. And she goes after, she headsbutt one of the security guards. I was like, damn, Tatum Paxley's not playing no more, Izzy. So you better be scared. Joe Hendry versus Dark State, pretty much. But he's taking on Dion Lennox. Joe didn't come alone, though. No. Joe had OTM having his back. Out the mud. They're like, hey, you know, and they take out the rest of Dark State. So it just comes down to Joe and Dion. But before Dion was about to hit Joe with the chair, here comes Tony D'Angelo. He takes out Dion. He pretends to help up Joe. Then he takes out Joe. Then he just puts Joe on top of Dion for the 1, 2, 3. I'm like, whoa. What? Then Ava brings the security out, you know, and he starts wiping out all the security. He takes them all out. And they said it. He's a vigilante. You know, he's acting like one. And what is he doing here? I feel like, after him taking all the security, this man is our next NXT champion. Not Ricky Sainz. No, I feel either that, Joe Hendry. You know, I'm trying to think who's gonna be in this six-man ladder match. Current state of NXT. And then there's this one dude. I kind of felt like he was a Oba Femi ripoff. He came out, he's just like, roar, I'm a monster, and starts like throwing people all over the place. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, you already have an Oba Femi, and he's moving on to the main roster, and he's fucking awesome. You know, and that's the problem with like big dudes, is like they have to go into that criteria of the monster character. Like they're, you know, so unstoppable and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It's always been something in pro wrestling. If you're big and huge, you're going to be that monster character. You have to be. Like, there's no other way you can go. Especially when you have that size and you have that strength. Like, you are the unstoppable force. That's who you are. So, you know, but we shall see what's going to happen. 6-man ladder match. Okay, Ricky's going to be one. Joe Hendry has to be the other. Tony D'Angelo, you know, and I was like Javon, but no, Javon has moved on. Let's see, Ricky, Joe, Tony D'Angelo. I'm trying to. I think Jasper will get a shot at this as well. I don't know. They've been pushing him a lot. I'm trying to think who else is worthy of the other two spots. I think Dion Lennox is going to get one. They've been pushing him really hard out of the dark state. Now we have the last spot to fill. Who is that going to be? Oh my gosh. Ethan Page, right? Okay, so did I say Joe? I said Ricky. I said Dion. I said Jasper. I said, I already forgot who I said. Ethan Page. And who else did I say? Dion. Okay, well, you heard what I said. You can just rewind what I said. But yeah, we shall see what's going to happen. Who's going to be the next NXT champion? And this was NXT, January 13th, 2026. Vic Booker on commentary. A solid 3 out of 5 for the show. Match of the night, I gotta say, goes to Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. Oh yeah, baby. Moment of the night, Blake Monroe and Jada Parker. I am excited for that feud. Oh, and Tatum not being done with Izzy. So, good stuff tonight, y'all. But that's NXT. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
Big shot. That was a shot from Tony D'Angelo. And that was a second one.